Hey there, Countryside. It's Principal Bergman. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm coming to you from my living room, just like so many of you are hanging close to home and waiting for updates. So here is my update. Um, I know that everyone received an email from the district on Wednesday talking about what distance learning is going to look like. So here is your message from Countryside. Um, Hopefully, the screencast we're going to go through is going to answer a lot of these questions for you, kind of let you know what we've got planned and what awesome planning your teachers have done in getting ready for distance learning. So, if you are a parent and you're watching this by yourself, go grab your kids. Let's go through these things together, and hopefully, a lot of the questions that you might have about what this is going to look like is going to become much more clear to you. So we'll get started. And here's the disclaimer for you. We are all learning about this technology and how it works. So I am attempting to communicate with you through an app called Screencastify today. So I'm gonna play around with this little window that's down here in the bottom that shows me while we go through some of these slides. So um, as we get going, we will just muddle through it together. So here we go. Uh, our first slide is going to just talk about the fact that we have set a lot of really important priorities for what does distance learning look like. Those our first two big things will be setting a routine, and we know that it's going to be important for you to set that routine in your household, and hopefully what we have planned will fit well into that routine. And it's going to be important for you to kind of know what's happening each day. We're going to try to make sure that we've got a pretty good routine in place so that that day to day is not in question. And hopefully all of these things are going to support us as we make it through what we think will be at least several weeks of distance learning. For those of you who got a chance to listen to our governor yesterday, he talked about how distance learning is going to be in place for our students at least through that first week in May. So here we go, right? The other important thing that your teachers and those of us here at school are going to be most concerned with, and that is just continuing the relationships that we have with our students. Our students are using a lot of different technology tools throughout the school day. One of them is Seesaw. And particularly for our kindergarten, first and second grade students, that is going to be that main platform that a lot of our learning is going to occur with. And for our third, fourth, and fifth grade students, Schoology is the main tool. So teachers in this first week are just going to build what does that routine look like and get you all familiar with what does the tool do and how are we going to communicate as we keep going. So let's just keep going with some of our details here. I'm going to move my face around here so that you can see this as we go. So beginning March 30th, we are doing distance learning. We are considering the week of March 30th as week one. Teachers, again, routines and relationships. We're going to get that all set up. And teachers, for the most part, are going to be doing that through the activity boards, similar to what we had shared with parents during our e-learning planning. In the eventuality that we had some snow days, we've expanded that for this week one. So teachers are gonna start doing that on the 30th. And kids, I'm sorry to tell you, we are going to keep attendance. You are required to be in school. It is not optional. So we're going to be taking attendance every day. And basically what's going to happen is through Seesaw and Schoology, you're going to be required to be checking in with your teachers. And when you check in, your teachers are able to say, yep, they were here today. And they're going to be able to check that off and mark your attendance accordingly. So as far as just this routine, here's what it looks like. The center section of the screen right now where it talks about teachers maintaining those relationships and routines every day. Monday through Friday before 8 a.m., teachers are going to post a video or an update from the classroom. In that video or in that update, parents are going to be able to, and students will be able to hear about what is the plan for the day, what activities am I going to be doing. And along the way, students are going to be responding to those activities. You're going to be submitting your assignments, for lack of a better word. In addition to that posting at 8 o'clock, teachers are going to be available to you for 2 hours really directly during the day. They're going to let you know that they will have a morning office hour and an afternoon office hour, both in the morning and the afternoon, and that's going to be the time that you can communicate directly with your teacher. You might email them, you might be communicating in some other way through either Seesaw or Schoology. So teachers are going to let you know what that looks like and how to do it. So make sure that you're engaging in that. For those of you who have a specialist teacher of some kind, maybe reading support or math support, our special services staff and our intervention teachers are going to be reaching out to families next week with more specific information about what's that going to look like. But know that, yes, those services will be delivered in a really specific way. We anticipate that those things are going to start more directly the week of April 6th. Remember, I said week 1 was about the activity boards, setting those routines, and then starting that week in April, we've got more direct instruction that'll be happening. So that will also include our specialist teachers. So art, music, physical education, our media staff. If you are someone who participates in advanced academics or with our multilingual instruction, all of those teachers will be communicating with you next week, and direct lessons will begin the week of April 6th. So stay tuned for all that. Next thing, you're going to have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions right now. So we want to make sure that you know where to go and what to do. As far as your assignments and your activities during the day, your teacher is going to be your main contact, folks. They are going to, like I said, post that message right away in the morning. Throughout the day, you'll be able to interact with them. If you have technology things along the way, our help desk at the district level is ready to help with those kinds of things. There's a link on it on the portal that you'll be able to access if you have any questions about technology along the way. And then, of course, building level questions. I'm available. Mr. Ayers is going to be available. Also, our office staff are going to be answering questions that you might call in with or email us with. So keep the questions coming, because we're building this as we go. This is going to be new for all of us, so we'll have a lot of clarifying that's going to happen along the way. So you may be wondering, what does just every day look like? So I'm going to move my little picture around here a little bit. So we're on a 5-day schedule, Monday through Friday. We have Monday through Thursday is going to look pretty much the same every day. You're going to have contact with your teacher. You're going to have activities that your teacher will be directing and lessons that your teacher will be assigning. And then also on Monday through Thursdays, your teacher is going to identify that hour in the morning and that hour in the afternoon that they're going to call their office hours. And you'll be able to be in contact with them too. Fridays are going to look just a little bit different. Teachers are still going to post that morning message, but your activities are going to be more independent learning. And again, teachers will give you what those activities are, but they might not be as engaged with you throughout the day, and their office hours won't be won't be held on Thursday or on those Friday dates. What we're hoping is that teachers will have an opportunity to plan together and to collaborate across their teams. We're actually asking our elementary teachers to collaborate across all of the buildings. So they'll be working with the teachers in all of our elementary buildings, making sure that the lessons for the following week are ready to go and that we're planning well. That's also going to be a time that if we need to make some tweaks and some adjustments to what's happening, that we're able to do it at that time. So again, Monday through Thursday is going to be pretty direct. Friday is going to be a little bit more independent. So that's our schedule that all of our elementary teachers across the district are going to be working through. All right. So here's a sample schedule. This is what the day is going to look like, everybody. At 8 o'clock, your teacher, or by 8 o'clock, your teacher's going to post that morning message. It's either going to be on Schoology or Seesaw, and they're going to talk to you about what the day's looking like, what your goals are, what your activities are. In the morning, your plan is that you're going to engage in those activities that have been posted by your teacher. At some point in the morning, your teacher is going to say, I've got office hours at this point, and that's going to be a time when you can know that your teacher is available to answer questions either through email. They might schedule a Google Meet with you and send you kind of a phone number or a link to when that meeting will take place. And again, teachers are going to post that specific hour. They're going to tell you they're going to be available from this time to this time. In the afternoon, you are going to do similarly to the morning. You're going to be engaging in those activities your teacher's going to put out there. And then again, in the afternoon, teachers will have an hour block when they're going to be available to interact with you directly. In intermixed with all that, get some exercise. Go out, run around a little bit. Keep the social distancing, of course, but make sure that you're out there and getting active. And then last but not least, student check-ins and attendance. This is going to happen throughout the day, but just know that by 5 o'clock that day, teachers are going to mark attendance. And basically what they're going to do is think back and say, did I have contact with this particular student today? If I did, I know that they were engaged in their learning, and I'm going to mark them that they were in attendance for the day. So we're required to keep track of our contacts with kids. And if we don't hear from you, you're going to be hearing from us. We actually have staff who will be making checks in with families and with students if we are seeing that you're not engaging in the instruction and activities throughout the day. So kind of be watching for that. And just a couple housekeeping things. I will tell you that this transition to working remotely has been tough for all of us. I had to figure out where was my desk going to be? Where was I going to have my computer? If you've got other people working remotely from your house right now, there's a lot of juggling that's going on. And I know that. I've been through that. I'm working through that. So think about where students you can set up your little workspace. Where are you going to be able to be away from distractions and be able to engage with your teacher in your learning activities? Talk with your family, set it up. Where can everybody kind of have their own space, and what does that look like? We're all going to be using technology. And I'm learning. We're all getting there. But a few kind of tips to keep in mind: make sure that the food and the beverages stay away from the technology tools. We want to make sure they stay in good working order. And your classroom teachers, Mrs. Kep, Mr. Banks, so many people at Countryside have talked with all of our kids about what does it mean to be that good digital citizen, and kind of goes along with being a good Countryside citizen. Make sure you're making good choices. We actually will be touching base with you if there's something that happens with the technology, and there might be missteps along the way. We're all going to learn, but just make sure that you keep that in mind, if you would, please. And a few reminders on the screen now, just keeping some of those digital things in mind. Make sure that you're using those not only for Chromebooks, but also for iPads, for those of you who are using those, or desktop computers. All right, so just a few more things here, and then I will close. But we just all recognize what a tough time this is. We're all kind of recreating how we do school. So just remember, we're all in it together, and we've got this. So many amazing minds have gone into what does distance learning look like in Edina, and your Countryside teachers, our Countryside staff has just been incredible. The wonderful things they're putting in place. I'm so excited for everybody to get started. And just know that we're working hard, and we'll make adjustments along the way. We're all learning what this looks like. And also to keep in mind that we're thinking about you and your family, and that we want the best for everybody. We're all trying to figure out, what does this new normal look like? So stay in touch. I am hoping that over these next few weeks, that I'm able to do some updates for you. I'll perfect my technology use. I'm actually hoping that we get a chance to even do our morning news together. So we'll figure that out. Again, stay safe, everyone. Be well. Keep the questions coming, and just know that again, we're in this together. We're gonna figure this out, and we're gonna finish the year hopefully back together before this is done. And between now and then, we're just going to have a lot of great learning. So be patient with each other, be patient with us, and stay in contact. Yeah, miss you guys, miss everyone. It's pretty lonely at school over the last week or so, and I'm not sure I like the distance thing. I'm not sure that working from my kitchen table is where I want to be, because quite honestly, we're not all there together. So we're going to stay in contact, and again, stay safe, everyone. Stay well. See you soon. Bye.